Okay, let's dive into this. If you live in Illinois, or honestly anywhere that gets a serious wind or chill, you already know that familiar dread when the temperature drops. We're talking about those long, freezing heating seasons, and with them, the absolute pain of skyrocketing natural gas bills. But what if you didn't just have to accept those massive bills as a fact of life? Today's explainer is all about taking back control of your comfort and, your wallet. We're breaking down a highly detailed advisory post from the experts over at Smart Housing Systems, Inc. They're an Illinois-based EPA-certified HVAC company, and they've got tested, proven ways to drastically reduce your usage without freezing in your own living room. Now, I want you to picture something for a second. Imagine your expensive, freshly heated air leaking out of your house the exact same way water leaks out of a bucket with a hole in it. Your furnace is working overtime, literally burning through natural gas, just trying to keep that bucket full. But the heat? It just keeps slipping away. Well, the good news here is you don't need a massive renovation to patch those holes. A few quick adjustments can actually stop that waste right in its tracks. So here's our tiered survival guide to lower that gas bill. We'll start with beating high gas bills, then mastering your daily habits, optimizing airflow, stopping heat from escaping, and finally, knowing exactly when to call the pros. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. Beating high winter gas bills.
Part 2. Mastering your daily heating habits. Our first strategy requires absolutely no tools, no trips to the hardware store, and honestly, zero technical knowledge. It all starts with how we choose to heat our homes day to day. You see, leaving your blinds closed on a sunny winter day is highly inefficient. Instead, you want to open those blinds up to capture what's called passive warmth. It's literal free heat from the sun. Then, as soon as the sun goes down, just close them back up to prevent radiant heat loss through that cold window glass. Now let's look at a few small comfort practices you can start today. Experts actually recommend dropping your thermostat by just a few degrees when you're asleep or out of the house. It sounds kind of minor, right? But doing this during inactive hours adds up massively over the months. Also, try running your ceiling fans on low. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but it actually helps distribute the warm air effectively. You'll also want to keep internal doors open to support consistent circulation. Oh, and if you have a traditional fireplace, limit its prolonged use. Unless it's managed perfectly, it can actually pull cold drafts right into your home. Okay, we need to debunk a massive heating myth right now. Have you ever walked into a freezing house and just cranked the thermostat up to like 80 degrees thinking it's going to heat the room faster? Yeah, don't do that. Overshooting the temperature doesn't make the furnace blow hotter air. It just causes longer, wasteful burn cycles that chew straight through your natural gas. What you really want is steady, efficient heat. Part 3. Optimizing your home's airflow. Think of your furnace kind of like a pair of lungs. A suffocating furnace works way harder and burns way more fuel. So here are 3 easy checks for low-cost DIY maintenance. First up, check your filter monthly. A dirty, discolored filter heavily restricts airflow. Second, make sure your vents aren't blocked by furniture or rugs, which is a huge cause of uneven heating. And third, just do a quick inspection of your visible ductwork for any loose connections. So the really crucial point here is choosing the right filter, because it absolutely matters. You'll probably see the term MERV level on the packaging at the hardware store. It's basically a rating system for how much the filter catches. But beware, if you buy a filter with a MERV rating that's too restrictive for your specific system, it essentially chokes the equipment and reduces performance. You always want to follow manufacturer guidance, or honestly, just ask an HVAC tech what MERV level fits your setup. Part 4. Stopping heat from escaping. Look, a perfectly tuned furnace is completely useless if the heat just floats outside. I want you to literally run your hands along these common draft points. Feel around the gaps of your windows and your bores. Check for weather stripping that looks cracked or, worn down. Inspect the areas where pipes or vents penetrate your walls. By sealing these cracks and tightening up the weather stripping, you're trapping the heat inside, which lets you maintain perfect indoor comfort even at a lower thermostat setting. If you have older windows, a great temporary weekend project is applying draft covers. It's an easy fix that immediately reduces heat loss. But the long-term strategy you should really be planning for is a basic home energy audit. An audit is brilliant because it reveals all those hidden leaks and the exact areas inside your walls or attic where insulation is just totally missing. And speaking of hidden spaces, we really need to talk about your ductwork. Leaky ducts are a massive lever for homeowners. Think about it. If your ducts have gaps, they will literally push your expensive heated air straight into your attic, crawl space, or basement instead of your living room. And the biggest warning sign for this? Uneven temperatures. If you've got rooms that run freezing cold while others overheat, there's a very good chance you have duct leaks. Part 5. When to call the pros.
There comes a point where you just need to put down the caulk gun and call in a professional. If your furnace hasn't been serviced in the past year, you really need to get a tune-up before the deep winter cold arrives. It improves combustion efficiency, verifies gas pressure, and ensures the blowers are operating flawlessly. And not only does this save gas, but it prevents a total catastrophic system breakdown right in the middle of a freezing cold snap. Nobody wants that.
You also have to ask yourself, is it simply time for an upgrade? Older furnaces are inherently less efficient than modern models. If you're constantly paying for frequent repairs, upgrading might actually be way more cost-effective over time. And hey, even if you don't replace the whole unit, an HVAC Pro can install modern zoning systems or smart controls. Those are absolute game changers for houses with multiple levels or uneven heating. So let's summarize the core takeaways here. Slashing your gas bill really comes down to 4 main themes: intelligently controlling your temperature, keeping your airflow clean, reducing heat loss through sealing, and properly maintaining your furnace. Taking these steps early on delivers much steadier comfort and significantly lower natural gas costs.
I want to leave you with a final, critical question to think about today. Is your home currently wasting heat or saving it? Knowing what you know now about air filters, open blinds, and leaky ducts, why not take a quick walk around your house right now? Check that thermostat, inspect those windows, and start keeping your expensive heat exactly where it belongs, inside with you. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and hey, stay warm out there.